Hi guys, welcome back to Charlotte's Foliage. I wanted to get in here today and just talk to you guys about my monstera deliciosa. This is my second monstera, and my first one I did really well in the summer and spring months, but in the winter I didn't do so well, and I overwatered it, and the plant ended up getting root rot, and so I had to get rid of it. Then I ran through another problem with my plant. The new plant, it ended up having yellow stains and white patchy stains on the leaves, and I just didn't know what was wrong because I was letting it dry out between waterings. And so the first thing I did was I treated it with some alcohol, or either it was peroxide mixture with a quart of water. I just dropped a little bit in there, and that was to treat it for any type of pest that it had, or to help it with root rot. And that still wasn't helping. So what I did was I decided to kind of cut the plant up, because sometimes you can look and the plant can be more than one plant. So I cut it up and got rid of a lot of the dead foliage and a lot of the root rot, and I put it in different jars or containers. And so I have one of those containers now that I noticed a really bad smell to it, and I'll show it to you. And that's how you can tell that it's root rot, but it was just in water. So I was trying to get it to root again. I cut back the old roots, and I'm just having a rough time with this plant, and I just don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I used to, was told a while back that it's not good to let the plant, it was good to let the plant dry out between waterings. But then I was told recently it's not good to let the monstera deliciosa dry between waterings, but stick your finger or your measure water meter down 3/4, and if it's dry, then go ahead and give it some water. So I don't know if, I know it's plenty of light in my living room. I have a south facing window. I did used to have it in my kitchen, which provided more humidity. So I'm just trying to try everything I can, because this is a beautiful plant, and this plant really grows big, and I've seen it grow like crazy. That's why I'm really concerned about what it is I'm doing wrong. So let me show you the plant. Okay, so this right here is a piece of the plant, and I just recently today put it in fresh water, and it has some new growth on the roots where it's white there. But you see all the dark spots there? I'm going to cut that back because we don't want any more root rot. And so basically I can demonstrate that here while you're here on the video with me. Give me just a moment. So I'm simply going to take these shears, and I'm going to cut the dark roots, and hopefully this will help. But I've done this before, so I'm not really understanding what the problem is, other than I didn't get all the root rot out the full plant, and so it still needs work. So that's what I'm going to do. I might end up, you guys, cutting this plant all the way back, because, and also I want to say, whatever shears you're using to cut the plant back, make sure that you clean them, because you can transfer other diseases from other plants onto the shears when you cut a new plant. So just make sure your shears are clean. I've already put this plant, like I said, it's been in peroxide. So I'm just going to cut even the white roots. I'm going to cut them. I'm going to start over. And what I'm going to do is let you guys know how this plant is doing. But I'm also going to show you other parts of this plant. Because remember, I had a whole plant and I cut it up. So I don't know if it's something I'm doing. I'm really curious about, I'm thinking about just taking this. See, as long as you have a node right there, you see right there? If you have a node, you can cut this plant and start it from scratch. That's what I'm considering doing because I have more pieces. So I think I'll try that. So you can watch me here. I'm just gonna go in here and cut this. And I'm gonna get rid of this because this plant does not, this stem doesn't have a node on it, so it won't do anything. If it doesn't have a node on it, don't keep it. You can keep it in some water and let it just die off, but it won't live because it doesn't have a node. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. I have a node now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in sphagnum moss, and then I'm going to get back to you guys and let you see what kind of progress this plant has made. Okay, so we're going to start from scratch. Now I am going to show you the rest of this plant. Okay, so I'm just going to take this node and I'm going to put this in my prop box. So I'll show you my prop box. See, it's just sphagnum moss in here. All I'm going to do is wet this moss and I'm going to cover the node a little bit with moss. And this plant should get brand spanking new roots. Okay, so I'm going to close that and let her get some humidity. And I'm going to put her back in her place. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys another part of that plant. Here's another piece of that plant, and we kind of checking on how it's doing. Now I have it in lacquer. Okay, let me show you. So as you can see, it's got a new root on there. It's not dark and mushy like the other one was. So I'll leave it here. And I'll show you the leaves what I was talking about. See how dark those leaves are? So I'm going to leave this in here. With this lacquer, you do have to drain it, rinse it off, and put fresh water in here. And you can put fertilizer in here. This little plant right here is a pothos. And it's some kind of chemical in the pothos plant that helps other plants that are in propagation grow. It lets off some type of chemical. At least that's what they tell me. So that's why I put pothos in here. Okay, so we know that this is still doing good, and hopefully we'll have some beautiful roots from this part of the plant. Okay, I'm going to go get the rest of the plant and see how it's doing. So here it is. Here's the rest of the plant, the biggest of the plant. We've got this leaf here that was already turning and it's not doing anything. And I'm going to tell you why. There's no node on there. So this is trash. We don't need this because there's no node in there. Okay, I'm just going to put that there. Right here was two leaves that was trying to open up, and they never unfurled. Okay, so they're not doing too well. They never opened up. But if you look closely, can you see all those white roots in there? Let me see. See those, excuse me, I'm a pan in. See all those white roots? What that's telling me is this plant is still alive and it's still trying to grow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out those unfurled leaves because that's going to take away some of the plant trying to work as hard because it feeds off of energy. So what we're going to do is not make it work as hard by removing those unfurled leaves that never opened up. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. All right, so first we have to find where those unfurled leaves are leading us to. And remember, my scissors are dirty from that other plant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick these scissors in this alcohol that I already have, this alcohol container. And I'm going to clean them. Okay? So that's all I'm doing is I'm cleaning my shears so that I don't get any root rot or any type of fungus onto this part of the plant, okay? So now I have clean shears, and here's another pothos I was telling you guys about. Even though it's giving me some type of chemical to help this plant grow, which is working, it's also growing on its own because it's in water. Look at the roots. So I'll sit this right here. Then I'm going to go in here and take a look at this plant. Okay, here's one stem. And I see that there's some stuff here that needs to come off of here. See that? Even though that's a brand new root there, it's still rotted. So it needs to be cut back. So we're going to cut that one back. I don't know if you can see that, but I cut it. And then we've got just some stuff that needs to be cleaned up off of this plant. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of clean her off. Then I'm going to cut that stem we were talking, that old stem we were talking about. I'm going to cut that back because it's not doing anything, okay? And I'm going to cut back all this dead foliage. Excuse me, dead roots. And I think I'm going to start over with this one like I did the other one because it's got too much root rot on it. And how you can tell it's root rot is dark. And it will smell. This one doesn't smell like the other one did. It smelled horrible. And so I'm just cleaning it up here while I have you guys here on film. Okay. So, cutting everything back and give her a fresh new start. And hopefully she'll grow for us. But that's what I'm doing. Okay. So I'll let you take a look at it now. See? You still got some dark spots on there. But that's okay. We got a few live roots there too. So that's what I did. And now I'm going to have to get back to you and let you know how this plant is doing, okay? I think I'm going to take this one and put it in a prop box. Just like I did that other one, okay? We're just going to give this plant a whole new chance on life, okay? So that's what we're going to try to do. So I'm going to let you look at that. See? I'm cutting it all the way down. Then I'm going to rinse my shears again and look at another part of this. I'm also going to soak this in peroxide too. Let's see if we can make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the plant. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at all these white roots. This plant is looking good. I'm going to have to cut back on some of the dark part of it. But there it is. You can see where it's white at. This plant is trying to grow. So it's not a problem with getting it to grow. The problem is getting it to grow and stay healthy. So what I want to do is, since you've already seen me cut it back, I won't bore you with showing you that over again. And I'll just get back to you guys and let you know how this plant is doing. Okay? So what you want to do when you have a plant that has root rot, you can cut it back and see if you can save it. If not, in some situations, you may not be able to save it. But this plant lets me know that it has the desire to grow because these beautiful new roots are showing, okay? So I'm going to cut back all the old stuff, and I'm going to get back to you guys. I want to thank you guys again for watching my channel. I hope you will continue to watch, like, and share my information. I'm trying to grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help. Bye.